So Zappos employees aren't just engaged, they're deeply empowered. And I think if I read between the lines of your post, one of the reasons they've been able to grow so successfully is they push so much responsibility to the front lines of their workforce.
Quite right.
How do they do that?
Well, first of all, I'd say they're not just empowered, they're borderline insane. And I mean that only in the best sense of the word. I was out there a few weeks ago to sit down with the CEO, Tony Hsieh, and do a tour. And they have 1,500 vendors, and so the vendors are coming through, all the shoe companies, all the fashion companies, so they're coming through all the time. So they're very systematic even about giving a company tour, and I did the tour with the CEO, but other people do the tours, and they walk through the office with this giant flag, which is the tour flag, which lets you know that you're sitting in the various departments, a tour is coming through, and each department has its own crazy cheer, you know, shish boom ba, or somebody rubs up with pom-poms, or they do clapping. It's really kind of a wild scene. And again, this is now with vendors and visitors, and they're trying as a group of individual people to make an impression on you and to make Zappos be a memorable company to experience, whether you're buying something for them, selling something to them, or just coming to see the company. In terms of empowerment, I mean, basically the biggest form of empowerment, certainly in the customer service side, is no scripts, no time limits. You are basically authorized to do what it takes to make the company, make the customer happy, satisfied. And so, and there are lots of legendary stories about Zappos employees who go way beyond the call of duty. It became a real internet sensation about a year ago when a fairly prominent blogger, who was a Zappos customer, bought a bunch of shoes for her mother, who it turns out was terminally ill. And so she bought, 10, 12 pairs, something like that. And the Zappos return policy is, at that point you had free delivery. You have 15 days to figure out, do I really want the shoes? And if not, you've got to return them, free return as well. So the 15 days had passed and she hadn't returned the shoes. And so she got a pretty standard email from somebody at Zappos saying, hey, it's been 15 days. Is there anything wrong, or are you planning to return the shoes? And she, after a long day at the hospital with her mother, she sent an email back saying, oh, I'm sorry, my mother is terminally ill. I'm going to try my best. And by the way, part of the deal is you've got to go to a UPS store to actually return the shoes. So Zappos emailed back at me and said, oh my goodness, we had no idea. We'll send a UPS truck to your house to pick up the shoes. We would never expect you to go anywhere. So they did that the next day. She returned the shoes. Then the day after that, she got a knock on her door, and it was a UPS driver with a beautiful bouquet of flowers from Zappos saying, we're so sorry to hear about your mother. We just want you to know that we at Zappos are thinking of you. And she was, as you might expect, pretty overwhelmed by this. She went to her blog. She wrote a post called I Heart Zappos, told the story, and oh my goodness, it just was viral beyond belief, to the point where, over the week or so after that happened, if you, Googled Zappos, one of the absolute top hits you would get is the story of this woman and her thing.
Thank you for calling Zappos. How can I help you today?
So I have a little problem.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered a dress yesterday afternoon, and it showed up this morning.
Okay.
I'm not really emotionally ready for it yet, so I put it in the garage under a tarp.
Totally understand.
So can I send it back?
Yes, you can absolutely send it back. You will have to touch the box, though.
Thank you so much.